Welcome to Book Talks, from books to Botox and everything in between. We hope you enjoy We're Just Girls. Lip filler is the gateway drug.
Maybe I'm a Reese hater.
I hope you read Say You Swear with us.
That is
perfect.
hot.
Love you guys.
Welcome to episode 3 of Book Talk.
Episode
back.
3. Welcome back.
It's so crazy. It like feels weird saying episode 3 because I feel like we just started because we launched today.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're
April
recording
1st.
today, but it's April 1st today. So today's technically our launch day. So cheers
Yeah,
to
it's
that.
a big day for
So
us.
exciting.
So exciting.
Speaking of big days.
It was a huge weekend.
We had a huge weekend if Jenny would like
a very
to.
eventful weekend.
share.
I got engaged.
Woo!
It was
We're so
so
excited.
great.
Yay.
It was literally the best weekend of my life.
Aw.
Jake did so well. It was everything I ever could have wished for. I will say that the weekend was just so special because I don't think you really realize in your life like how many people like love and appreciate you, like your friends and your family, until something big like this happens and everyone comes together.
Yeah.
And
It's
just
so special.
it's so happy. And like,
Yeah.
honestly, I'm like, obviously Jake did a great job and I'm so thankful for him, but like also so thankful for all my girlfriends. Like I feel so bad for people that don't have like good girlfriends because that like really made the weekend, you
Yeah.
know?
So tell us how he did it.
So he had tricked me. I thought it was going to happen. I kind of knew it was going to happen this weekend.
Yeah. You had an intuition.
Yes, but it was Thursday. My best friend Sophia said that she was having her engagement party on Thursday, and I was like, that is so weird. Like, why is she having an engagement party on the weekend that I'm getting engaged? But I guess they had like planned this whole thing where they wanted to surprise me, and she had me get ready and like go to her engagement party.
A perfect
And-
excuse to dress
Yes.
up.
Yeah.
And Jake was there, and it was like it was so good. Like it was perfect.
So
he
sweet.
did it. It was beautiful.
It was so
and
cute.
honestly, one regret: the dress I wore, but it's fine. I was surprised.
It can't all be perfect,
I
so it's
know,
okay.
I
Yeah.
literally
And
told
your
my-
dress was darling.
You looked beautiful.
I know.
Yeah.
I guess it was just not the dress I had planned, but it was kind of like, okay, pick to be surprised or pick to wear the
Well,
right
you
dress.
thought it was going to be the next day. So to be fair,
Yeah.
you were going to even get your nails done the next day and a
Exactly.
blowout.
Yeah.
Yep.
But he really pulled a fast one on you.
And it's fine. I was so
It was kind of
surprised.
fun that way.
It was
though.
It
fun
was.
that way.
And
Yeah.
I rather would be surprised than, you know, be all ready and all
Well,
that.
it was so funny because I was doing our book talk research.
Yeah.
This week,
Yep.
I've been begging my husband to take me to a Coyotes hockey game, an NHL game.
Yeah.
Because since I started reading, I had no idea hockey was really a big sport. I'm like, oh, people watch hockey, but there's a ton of books on hockey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I'm sitting at the Coyotes game doing my book talks research, and Jenny just drops a photo of us
Yeah.
with her ring,
I
and we were
know.
like,
So casual.
"Wait, what?"
We were so shocked.
Because we
were
all thought it was
shocked.
the next day too.
Yeah.
I know.
We were
Yeah,
putting
we were
together
all
puzzle
ready for Friday.
pieces. Yeah.
Yeah, and I remember Ashley was giving me a facial, and I was like, "What should I wear tonight?" And she's like, "Don't wear white to someone's engagement party."
Yeah.
because I had so many white
Yeah.
dresses, and she's
Yeah,
like,
you're
"Do
like,
not."
that's such a faux
Yeah.
pas,
Yeah.
like
And I
to
was
show
like-
up in white.
At home, and I
100%.
was like, "Hey, can't wear white." And Jake almost gave it away because he kept commenting on what I was wearing, and I'm like, "You never care what I wear. Like, why do
No.
you have
Yeah.
an opinion?
Why do
today?"
you care today?
Yeah, and I was like, I don't know, something's up, but yeah, it was the best weekend ever. We had
Yeah,
like, a
and then
beautiful
you got to
staycation.
celebrate all weekend.
Yes.
You stayed at the.
The Monte Lucia. It was really pretty.
It's in Arizona.
gorgeous.
It's such a
I
beautiful
know.
resort.
It was
Yeah.
so nice. Like it was the perfect getaway. Honestly, I'm like celebrated out though. Like I'm ready to get back to real
Well,
life.
you didn't
Yeah.
say, but you had all your friends come to the pool on Saturday.
Yeah.
We all got to come celebrate with you and sit
Yeah.
by the
Exactly.
pool and
yeah, and I
eat
had like a
drink
family
and-
dinner last night. Like me and Jake are like, wow, it was a great weekend, but
That's
we're like
perfect.
ready to get back to real life and wedding planning.
Oh, that's so
Yay,
crazy. It's so exciting. I'm so happy for you guys.
Two brides. We actually have
Three.
brides.
3 brides working in our office right
Yeah.
now, and
Yeah.
we had a fourth
Yeah.
who she just left and is now
Living across the world.
across the world. But
I
we
know.
had 4
Yeah,
engaged girlies in this
It's
office.
so crazy.
Such a fun stage of life.
It is.
we're so excited to share all our wedding plans.
I
with you
know.
guys. It's
I'm
Yeah.
like so fun.
We'll keep everyone updated on Ashley's Italian wedding
Yes.
and Jenny's 2025 wedding.
Yes. I'm
Yeah.
so
I'll
excited.
I'll have plenty of tips for you by the end of all this.
I know. I'm excited to get
Gosh,
your little,
wedding
like, cheat
planning.
sheet.
Yeah, we'll have to do an episode
Yeah.
on kind of breaking down wedding planning
Yes.
because it's
It's a lot.
a lot.
I know, we really do.
Yeah.
So we're going to start off today with our pop culture segment.
Yeah.
We want to talk about...
The Kristin Cavallari Montana Boys
Dun,
thing.
Oh my gosh, guys.
Here, it's just so. I don't even know.
I don't have a word besides icky.
Okay,
Ashley
but, like,
feels very
unpopular.
icky about
I
it.
feel icky.
I feel like, I go back and forth because I'm like, I think and I'm like, she could literally be their mother, but also I'm like, you go girl, do whatever
Yeah.
you want.
I know,
Yeah.
because there's like a special place in my heart because I'm a mid-30s mom and like I can only imagine like how that makes her feel.
Right.
So wanted and like hot and like
Yeah.
young again and like
Yeah.
that's great, but don't put your Octobuddy phone up and take prom photos in
That's what
your
sent me.
condo living room with
Yes,
him.
that's
like
what sent me.
it's killing me.
Like, there's the part of me that's like, okay, yes, go girl, do what you want to do. Like, live your life, be happy. And she looks like she's in love. They look happy.
yeah,
whatever.
they do.
Yeah.
But then there's these things that I'm like, oh, are you trying to be 22? Like it's
what
okay
is
to
actually happening?
have an age gap, but like act your age. But like when you're starting to act like them, that's when I'm like, oh, things are a little weird.
Yeah, when her
Exactly.
maturity level seems to be
Yeah.
like
And
'Cause
like
she's
she like
so
let out
cool.
that podcast. Did you? I sent it to you.
Yes,
guys,
and
where
she's like-
she's like, what was she talking about? Like the
they were talking about a girl making the first move and she was like, I would never, but maybe it's like a generational thing. And I'm like,
Yes.
oh girl, this
Yeah.
is just aging you.
yes,
Yeah.
and it's like so embarrassed. I don't know. I was just like, okay, way to point out that you're literally the age of their mother.
Yeah.
It just,
like-
So-
I mean, I'm a millennial. So like I look at her and I'm like, girl, your millennial is showing.
Yeah.
Yes.
The millennial cringe.
It is so
Yes.
cringe. And we
Yeah.
all have it. Like I can't
Yeah.
even imagine, but like it's so funny to even compare his Instagram to her Instagram.
Yes.
Because if you look at her
Yeah.
Instagram, it makes you like kind of white knuckly, cringy.
Yes.
But his is so endearing.
Like when you showed the
Yeah.
pictures he posted of them, I was
Yeah.
like, oh my gosh, they're an adorable
they're like
couple.
out at the bars
They're
in
happy,
Tennessee. They seem
having
happy.
fun. But hers was the Octobuddy prom pose in our condo. Like it was just so weird.
This
know.
Sputnik chandelier.
But like I will give it to her.
Can't.
She is so hot. Like
She
her
is
body's
stunning.
hanging. Like,
She's stunning.
So pretty.
Equally
And-
matched in appearances.
Yes,
Because he's
100%.
like a 10.
Yeah, he is the cover of a book.
But like she
Yeah.
did put them on the map because like who really cares about the Montana boys? Let's be honest.
Well, did
Yeah.
any of you have them pop up on your TikTok
Yes,
ever?
but, like,
they popped up on mine maybe once.
I was just like,
Yeah.
okay, like this is a thirst trap. Like whatever. You guys aren't doing anything groundbreaking in this world. Whereas Kristen Cavallari,
she owns a huge
literally-
business.
She
She's
is
got
a-
her.
she's a
She's an
boss.
icon.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
a boss.
icon. Like she made our entire.
Oh, yeah.
When did the OC? Was it the OC that came out?
yeah.
When
Yeah.
did it come out?
Oh, when I was like in high school.
Yeah,
I was
That's
gonna
a very
say
long time
middle
ago.
school, high school, yeah.
She's
feel
been
like she-
famous a very long time.
Yeah.
So I
And her
don't
name
know.
is still common, like enough for us to
Very
still be
common.
talking about her. So like she's
Yes.
been killing it in her whole career. And I almost get the feeling of like, okay, they're trying to latch on a little bit.
Yes,
and
I agree too. I feel
Because
that
how
too.
how big can you get? Sorry if this is not a popular opinion. How big can you get when you're just a thirst trap house
can't.
on TikTok? Like
You can't.
I feel like you have a cap on like
Yeah.
how much of an audience you can grow and what you can do. So like you almost have to find the next thing. I don't know.
Yeah,
I do feel like also
what are
like-
their skills?
Like,
Yes,
what are-
like
what-
nobody
what's on your
respects
resume
you.
after
There's
that?
no like
your resume?
yeah, there's no talent. Like
I'm
it's-
really good at singing. Like
They're like traits on their resumes like mastered the renegade, have 1 million views. Like what do you like, you know, like,
What's-
what are you
Exactly.
doing? Yeah.
Like I just think Kristen Cavallari is putting them
So
on
I
the
think we all agree that like it's one of these things where you look at it and you can kind of be like, you do. I hope they're really happy.
I hope so,
Like
too.
I hope she's happy in that. I hope that it's like fulfilling her cup in the way that it
Yeah.
needs to, but
Yes.
also like I don't know. It feels a little publicity-ish.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. I'm like
I hope they're happy.
I know. And also I always say too, I'm like, if this was a guy with a girl, like if the guy was much older, the
Well,
girl
look at
was younger.
Leonardo. Look at Bradley
Yeah,
Cooper
like,
and
Right.
Gigi
People
Hadid.
talk about it, but like not this much. So I'm always gonna be like, okay, it's because maybe because she's a woman, people are more weird about it.
I know, but it's
Yeah.
also because she's putting it in our faces
I agree.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
in a weird way.
She is putting it in our
like
faces,
Gigi
yeah.
and Bradley are not doing that.
That's so true.
That's really true.
That's very
You know,
true.
She's really
like,
pushing it.
You can tell they just seem happy. It may be a little like, oh, that age gap's
Yeah.
kind of big, but
Yeah.
like, I don't know.
Okay, so we're going to move on to our next segment, which is aesthetics. And we are going to talk about why lip filler is so popular
Yeah.
Yes.
versus every other injectable
I have a theory
service.
on this.
Okay, tell us.
I feel like I've been talking a lot today. Sorry, guys.
That's
It's okay.
I do have just like a simple theory though, and then you guys share
Yeah.
what you think. So if you are talking to someone, like if I'm talking to you or if I'm
Yeah.
talking to you, like the two places you often look on someone's face are their eyes and their mouth.
Yep.
And so making something more aesthetically pleasing is going to be done. That's why we put eye makeup on.
Yeah.
That's why we wear mascara.
Yeah.
That's why we wear
Lipstick.
eyeliner.
Yeah.
And then that's why we put on lipstick.
Yeah.
So enhancing the lips is going to be something anyone can essentially do.
Yeah.
And so it's a gateway into like, oh, well, I'm unhappy with my mouth and that's an easy fix.
Right.
That's very true.
And it's like very simple to do. Techniques have come very far in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
Lip filler got a bad rap when Lisa Rinna was just like, and the Kardashians were like blowing up.
Yeah.
And now it's like, oh, no. It's not just about big lips.
Yeah.
It's making your mouth feel more aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah.
But I do feel like the reason why lip filler blew up so much was because of Kylie Jenner. Like, maybe it's just because I grew up with, like, her lip kits and stuff.
I think that's why our generation hit it so hard and so
With
early.
lip filler, yes.
Because I do feel like it came on a little bit later prior to our generation.
I
but
agree, yeah.
Now that we saw Kylie getting it at probably 18, 17, let's be
It
honest.
turned from an aging procedure to a cosmetic procedure.
Yes,
And, like,
exactly.
It's crazy because you see, like, I have, like, 18-year-olds coming in being like, I want lip filler.
I have high schoolers.
Yes. And I think that Kylie Jenner had started that trend of, like, the younger girls being able to get lip filler and it being appropriate.
Yeah.
And I think also she started the era of bigger lips versus, I remember when I was in high school, like, small lips were in. Like, no one cared if you had bigger
I just
lips.
don't even remember talking about it.
Yeah.
Like,
And
it
that's
wasn't
whole
a
other
thing.
conversation too. Like, I never even thought about lips until I saw Kylie Jenner.
Yes,
like,
but do you remember, like, the thin eyebrows, small lips, like, era?
No, I remember the brows.
The brows for sure, but like lips, I feel like I'll just never forget my mom always being like, make sure you put lip stuff on,
my
you know?
gosh.
Because
Oh
like
my
it
gosh.
always made you look better if you had
Lipstick
lip
and blush.
Yeah.
My
Put
mom
some
never let me
lip
leave the
stuff
house
on.
without lipstick or blush.
Yeah.
I just think it's so crazy, though, that, like, it just became so popular
Yeah.
so fast. And I have a theory that, like, lip filler just seems so much more affordable than everything else you could be getting done
Yeah,
for some
even-
reason.
even though
Because
it's
it's not. And
Quote,
there's
unquote,
places
affordable.
out there that are, like, offering, like, half syringes for $200.
of a product they ordered in Mexico.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
like, that's why I think it's so popular, because you see these Instagram ads that are like, mini lip plump, $200. And it's like, why would the younger girls not be like, that's a
All
steal,
over that.
you know?
Yeah.
Whereas if you're getting cheek filler or chin filler, like, it takes a little bit more product to do those areas. So I do feel like that is why people really like starting with lip filler, because one, it's a little bit more affordable, as they say. I mean, I think it's all the same, to be honest.
Yeah.
In our practice, we charge by syringe and, like, for injectors time. So
Yeah, for sure. Because we look at it based on our level of expertise that
Yeah.
we're providing for a client, right? So like
Exactly.
our time is valued at a certain level. And so that's why it always is important to see who you're going to and like
exactly.
who is their medical director, like where are they
Yeah.
ordering product from, because that the efficacy and the safety of that.
Yeah, I think it's important to look at your practitioners and know that their price is also not just the great product, but their education, their experience,
Yes,
and their time.
I agree.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes
And
the
there's
price tag is
just
that.
so many, like, lip factories out there. It's almost like BBL factories, but like lip filler factories.
Yeah.
Where they're just pushing out lips all day.
Yeah.
And it's funny because in the realm of fillers, it's actually a higher risk area. Like
is, yeah.
lip filler isn't the safest procedure in the book.
It's not. And, like,
So-
it is one of those areas that, like, can easily go wrong quickly if you're not going to someone that you trust and will say no to you after a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
Because there are practitioners out there that are, just going to keep pushing filler in your lips just because they're making money.
Yeah.
And they're not going to say no to you. And I think that's the most important thing to look at when you're looking for someone to do your lips, because it can get really scary really
Yeah.
fast.
Yeah, for sure.
I think that's sorry, go ahead, Carl.
No. Just that.
I think that's a huge conversation too in medical aesthetics, is the ethics behind it. Because
Yes.
at the end
Yeah.
of the day, like, of course it's a business and people want to make money, but
Yeah.
your name is going on that person's face as their medical provider at this point.
Yeah.
And you're just filling them up with filler to the point where they have lost all shape in there, and not like it's just, it can get so
Exactly.
scary.
compromising blood flow to the
Yeah.
area.
And
like
that's what we saw, with Kylie. Like, she started dissolving because now it's like we're in that natural era where we don't want to push, all this filler in a face or into lips. Like, we want to enhance your anatomy naturally.
Yeah.
And sometimes that takes, a half syringe, less than half syringe, a full syringe. Like, it really just depends on your anatomy.
there's that TikTok going around of an injector talking about lip filler, and she's like, if your injector tells you to come back every year, she is just trying
I
to
agree.
gimmick you because your
I
filler
agree.
lasts longer. And I will say, like, there's parts of that I agree and there's parts of that I disagree. One, lip filler does last longer than a year. It's been well over a year and a half since I've had my lips done,
Yep.
and they're very similar in
still-
size.
yeah.
That's because I've been consistently getting them done for 5 years.
Yeah.
So my anatomy has changed. Now it all boils down to like when you're ready, and like when you don't like the way they look anymore, then do something about it.
Exactly.
But like, don't just go get them filled to get them filled.
I
Yeah.
agree. I know. I always laugh when I see like practitioners saying every 6 months.
Make
like,
sure
it's
you're here
time
every
to-"
single. Yeah, I'm like, why?
Which is
But
no.
why?
Like everybody metabolizes filler and Botox differently, and that's not the case. I always tell my clients, and I know Carly does too. We'll reassess in a year, and we'll decide when
Yeah.
we see you what it looks like, and how you're feeling. And if we don't decide to put filler in, that's great. It means you still look great.
Yeah.
But
But this is a true testament right here, right?
Yeah.
All 3 of us have lip filler.
Yeah.
can you tell?
Yeah. That not all lip filler is going to look bad.
It's not,
either.
guys.
I think it's got a
Yeah.
stigma that like lip filler looks like everyone's going to look like Kylie Jenner, and that's just really not the case. It
Yeah.
takes a lot of product to get to the size that she's at.
I agree.
All of us have I feel like natural looking lips, and we all have filler in our faces.
Yeah, that's my thing too.
Yeah.
Is like, do not be scared of filler. Like I feel like sometimes
I
people
know
say,
why filler in
don't
like
know.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I know
Sometimes
everyone's like filler is bad, and like
it's an HA.
yeah,
like,
it can be overdone just like anything. You can get
Yes.
bad plastic surgery too.
Yeah.
Right.
like chocolate's bad for you.
For yes.
Literally, but like, do not be scared when we say like 1 syringe, because guys, in a syringe, a blueberry.
It's the size of it's the volume of a blueberry.
Yeah. it's
Yes,
little.
like it's not. I don't know. I think people are seeing these horror stories though online, and like social media is so big now.
Yeah.
That you see these horror stories of like migration and like these girls with huge lips, and that's kind of what they're connecting their thoughts to when we say like 1 syringe of lip filler.
Yeah, and there's
they
bad
freak
filler out there
Yeah.
walking around.
For sure.
But then we do a half, and then people are like, I don't see a difference, and it's like,
Yeah, it's finding
Probably
that.
needed
you
one.
know,
Yeah.
you're just like, yeah.
You're like, yeah, I don't see it either. Let's do the other half.
Yeah, so I mean that's why I feel like lip filler is the gateway drug into aesthetics, just
Yeah.
because your lips are so easily like changed and
Yeah.
can like improve really the appearance of your face so easily.
Yeah.
I think the hydration and like the wrinkle, it removes like wrinkles in your lips, and it hydrates
Yeah,
your
for
lips mainly.
sure.
That's really what sells me on lip filler. Like I don't necessarily want bigger lips.
Yeah.
I just want them to
Oh,
look
I just want
hydrated.
mine to look good.
Yeah.
Like I just want them to look soft and pillowy and
Yeah.
hydrated.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's
agree.
totally attainable.
Yeah.
I will say, lip filler does hurt.
It
like
does.
That
I
it
mean,
does.
like
I am
it
such
really
a baby
does.
for pain.
don't let
And
anyone
lip
tell you
filler,
it's
I'm
a
like,
walk in the park. Like, and
Guys.
we're really nice in our office, and we offer many different ways
Yeah.
to like provide anesthetic. Like, we'll give you a dental block
Yep.
or numbing cream or Pronox if
Yeah.
you are really stressed.
Yeah.
But like lip filler is a little spicy.
It really
It's
is.
a little
We do
spicy.
use baby needles though. I feel like we backfill into insulin.
Yeah, we do.
syringes
We use
sometimes,
the smallest
And
needles
they're
possible.
Tiny. They're really tiny, but yeah, it's still pretty painful.
Yeah, it's a little
I will say.
ouchy.
Yeah.
Just a
But,
touch.
I will say worth it though.
Yeah,
I agree.
100%. I agree too.
Yeah.
Lip filler girlies.
Lip filler girlies for sure. I also really like the, like sometimes I'll hear patients talking about with you guys. Whenever a patient asks me, they're like, when should I start doing filler? When should I start doing Botox?
There's no right
I always
time.
tell them like, I don't have the education on that, but I'm
Yeah.
like, it's whenever you look in the mirror and decide you want
I
it.
agree.
There's
That's
no
my-
age
yeah,
that says
there's
like,
no-
okay,
No,
lip
aesthetics
filler
isn't
at
just
25,
aging.
Botox
No.
at 27. You know, it's
No.
not that. It's when you look in the mirror and say
Yeah.
like, okay, this is something that bothers me enough
Yes.
to do something about
And
it.
that's what we say to like all our patients. It's like, what bothers you? I'm not here to point out things
Your
that are
flaws.
wrong with you.
No.
It's like what you see in the mirror.
Yeah, because
You know?
that's like we're here to help you
Yes.
feel your best self.
Yes.
Exactly.
Bottom line.
Yeah.
And like hyaluronic acid, it's actually a product that your body naturally makes
Yeah.
up anyway. Like filler is not a toxic product.
Right.
No. Yeah, I
No.
agree. And like,
Love that sentiment.
Last
Yeah.
thought, I just think it's really weird that lip filler is a gateway to aesthetics, but Botox is not.
Yes.
Because I feel like it used to be switched. Like back then, Botox was
Yeah,
like
more
all
peop-
the rage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
younger people are getting.
And now
for
it's
sure.
like lip
Yeah.
filler is all the rage.
Absolutely.
So like totally swapped.
It's so funny too hearing when people don't know the ins and outs of the aesthetic industry and they're like boyfriends or whatever, like
Yeah.
don't get Botox in your lips.
I
And
know,
I'm
and
like,
then you do it.
I
and-
don't.
Like, yeah.
Cool. Sounds good. I won't.
I won't do that. That
Just filler.
I'm crying.
The
That is so
uneducated, like the misinformation about
Yeah.
certain aesthetic procedures really like has given like the general public weird ideas.
So
Guys, I
funny.
literally, when I first started getting Botox, Jake was like, "Isn't that a toxin?" I'm like, "No, it's made up of vitamin B." And he's like, "Oh,
So it's a vitamin supplement.
yeah, I was
I'm
Yeah,
healthier.
essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, that's why we're here to educate you.
Yeah.
And talk about all these fun things.
Yeah. I also like to remind patients as well, like when you're shopping around for your injector, your med spa, wherever is going to be your home base, like look at your providers, look at their work, and like look at their standard of beauty too.
Their faces.
Their
Yes.
faces. Like whatever they think is beautiful is how they're going to practice and do their work. So like look around the lobby, make sure you like what's happening in the lobby. And with everything
like find
that.
a vibe that really fits you.
Yeah,
That's
100%.
really important.
Okay, I think that we can kind of segue into our next topic.
Which is exciting.
Which is so exciting. Jenny's dying to fill us in. As you guys know, she finished Silver Flame.
Yes. Last night I stayed up till 1.
Okay.
I like
All of us.
I know.
Reading too
guys.
late.
I don't want to be branded as this, but like maybe I'm a Reese hater. Like
Stop.
maybe
I
I am, guys.
committed.
I'm not okay with this
Okay.
right now.
I sent my friend
Literally
a voice
getting
message.
out of her chair.
No, I like sent my friend a
Carly's
voice
like,
Really
message
offended.
this morning. I was like, I don't know what it was in Silver Flame. Like I will back Nesta.
Is it because he was mean to
He
Nesta?
was so mean to her, and I feel like he used her
Because
the entire book.
not nice.
I know, but I think I feel for her, and I think he was using her as a pawn the entire book. Like, I don't know. It just made me feel so off about Reese. And, like, I get it. He was so protective because Farrah was pregnant, la, la, la. But, like, I feel like he gave no, like, nothing to, like, he didn't even give her, I don't know. He had, like, no patience with her. He didn't understand where she was coming from. Like, she also was going through trauma. And I just feel like he treated her so badly. And, like, again, maybe I'm a Reese hater, but I just didn't understand.
Okay, but then this circles back to like, no, he's not perfect.
I know, that's so
His
true.
toxic trait is Farrah.
Yeah, that's very true.
100%.
And also, the thing that really turned me off about him was when she. Okay, spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
When
Spoiler
she
sauce.
saved Farrah at the end, he like then switched and became like so nice, giving her all these gifts. And
Okay, do you
everything.
want to know what I thought about that though?
What?
Sorry, did I interrupt you? Do you have more
No, no,
thoughts?
no.
I was thinking though, so I think the whole time he was very drained because he was using so much of his magic to protect Farrah. Anywhere they went, she
Constant.
had like
It was like a constant
magic around
yeah.
her. I think he was pretty drained from that. And then at the end, when Nesta saves them and makes both of their bodies Illyrian, can't wait for that in the next book.
Yeah.
But saves them, he drops to his knees where he has his tattoos of the Night Court. And like in another book, they had said
Like he will only
I'll never
kneel.
I will never kneel for
ever
anyone.
kneel.
The Night Court never kneels.
I
Like, and so that was a huge thing for him to kneel in front of Nessa and just be like, "Thank you for that so much."
And I will
forget.
say, like, as a mom and like going through like, I don't know, not pregnancy struggles, but like as a parent, and like I think his love for Farrah, like you said, fully consumed him.
Yeah.
And like that fear was like eating him alive, and I will 1000% give him the benefit of the doubt in that.
Yes,
And
yeah.
if you think of how Nesta treated Farrah from the time she was born,
Yes.
I know.
she
I
was
know.
so mean to her.
And
I
Reese's
know.
number one is Farrah. Like I see Reese
So
on this
mean to
side.
her.
I get it from his side, but I think I'm just such a Team Nesta girl. Like,
See, and I think I'm on the ladder. I know TikTok loves Nesta, and I still have something about me that's like, she was just rude.
She was.
I know
her
she's
whole
very
life.
rude. She's so rude. But like just seeing her inner feelings, I'm like, oh, it just was so nice to like understand her more.
Yeah,
And
I do
The
love that.
last book was the only book of Avatar that I cried in.
Yeah.
I will say.
think it had, well, obviously there was a lot of like topics in there that were more mature, but I think
Yeah.
that the characters themselves became more mature. She was
Yes.
talking about so much mature, like mature subjects.
Yeah.
And Sarah J. Maas even said, she was like, I wrote this book and I'm Nesta. Like,
Yeah,
she was like,
she did.
"This
I
is
saw
me."
that this morning. She
She's
said
like,
she
these are the
really
things I
resonated
went
with
through.
Nesta.
And I feel like that's why we got so much character development, because she was speaking from
Yeah,
herself,
for
which
sure.
was really cool to
I
see.
agree.
But I do agree with Car. Like, Nesta was not
So
a
like
good girl.
I feel like Reese was totally like that
Okay.
just shows like once again like he's perfect.
Jenny hates Reese.
Guys, I'm sorry. I don't know what it is about him.
I don't want to hear it.
I can't. I'm not
Keep
even
it to
talking about
yourself.
people are going to cancel me.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Okay, that's all I had to share about.
Okay, so we actually this week all have either reread or read Say You Swear. It's a book by Megan Brandy. It's a total 180 from ACOTAR. It's not fantasy at all.
Yeah.
It is a college football romance book.
Very
I love
light,
it.
fluffy, and spicy.
I would not say light.
I wouldn't
after
say light.
reading it.
Maybe the first,
at first,
70% feels light, and then all of a sudden, like,
I know
Yeah.
it was at 60. It's I think so
Yeah.
backtrack, sorry. Spoiler alerts, we will be talking about huge plot portions of this book that if you have not listened, fast forward to like 20 minutes into this episode.
Yeah.
Because I think one of my favorite things about this book is there's huge plot twists.
Yes.
We're going to talk about them. And that's what I think makes it so special. Also, trigger warning. Read the trigger warnings on the book before you read it. There is like miscarriage in it, death of a parent, deep topics, like really heavy topics that we're going to kind of discuss today. So pass on as well if this is not a safe space for you.
Yeah.
But the car accident happens at like 70%.
Yeah.
Well, like, I'm
that's the
reading
big
this,
switch.
and I'm
So
like,
she gets hit by a car.
yeah. But, like, it keeps coming. So it's, like, light all the way up to, like, 60%. And you're like, this is so cute. Like, a love triangle.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
she gets in a car accident. Boom, she has amnesia. Boom, her child dies. It's like, what?
It
one
really,
thing after
from
another.
70% on, you are page turning. Like, what is
Yes.
happening? What is happening? And like, you're kind of sick to your stomach from 70 to 93% of the book.
Yeah.
So essentially, there's a love triangle. She has a childhood best friend. She has a twin brother who they're like, there's 5 of them that are
Yeah.
best friends.
Yeah.
Anyway, so she is in love with one of the boys. And of course, it's this forbidden thing. He can't give her affection, but she
Yeah.
always loves him from afar. He supposedly loved her from afar, but
We
showed
hate
it in a
Chase.
terrible way. We hate Chase.
Yeah.
And anyway, they end up hooking up one summer right before
Yeah.
they go to college. And he immediately tells her it was a mistake.
Yeah.
So she's devastated.
Yeah.
And then Noah
And it
comes.
was
then
that's
Noah,
how she lost her virginity.
yeah,
Yeah.
like, and
That
he didn't
was
know.
like-
and he didn't know.
Yeah.
So like for him to just switch, she was like,
What?
Exactly.
Totally.
Really, really.
Yeah.
And it like totally threw off their friend dynamic. But then Noah Riley comes along and he is
Dun-dun-dun.
perfect.
He's perfect.
He's literally, for me, top. It's like Reese, Noah, Theo.
I
Both
like
boyfriends.
Noah better than Reese even. I don't.
I'll let you have that.
We believe you at this point. We believe that you do.
But no, it was so good.
But so good. So they
It was.
fall in love
Yeah.
Yeah.
the first 70% of the
Yeah.
book.
Yeah. And that's when it
And
feels
then crap hits the fan.
yeah, that's when it feels like the normal light, fluffy palate cleanser type of book that we're used to
Exactly.
reading.
Yeah.
So like you get that far and you're like, oh, it's finally working out. And then you see you've got this big chunk of the book left at the
It's
end.
a
And you're
juicy
like,
book.
what's gonna happen?
Exactly.
You have no idea that it's coming.
Yeah.
And like when the car accident happened, I was like, oh, just another typical book where like she gets in a car accident and Noah's like, I love you so much because like I almost lost you. But
Yeah,
then,
because
like,
right
plot
before the
twist.
car accident, Chase does come to her and is like, I love you too.
Yeah.
And she's like, wait, what? And Noah's like, you got to figure this out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they do kind of, there is like a baby third act breakup.
Yeah.
And she's running to go tell Noah she loves him.
And then bam!
she gets hit by a truck.
I know.
Bam! She gets hit by a truck.
And then she has amnesia, and then she loses her baby, and then she thinks her baby's
The baby
Chase.
she didn't know she had.
Yeah,
know.
so she gets amnesia. She doesn't remember anything before summer. So essentially, she forgot Noah existed. She knew she had met Noah, but she didn't know they were in love.
Yeah.
She found out she lost her baby, but she didn't even remember Noah and didn't know he was like the dad.
Guys,
Which
it
like
was
and Noah, it
heartbreaking.
was just so
Heartbreaking.
devastating.
Heartbreaking.
It was like
Yes.
a very hard last 30% to read.
It was.
Because you feel like you made all this progress learning their relationship, and then she
And you're
forgets
so
it all.
happy for Ariana
Yes.
to get to this point where she's so happy and
Yeah.
she's like, I don't want it to ruin. Like we are us. Like
Yes.
And I feel like that's
Exactly.
kind of a relatable little moment because I think everyone within probably their 20s, I would say, like you have the like time where you're like just chasing this guy that doesn't even want you.
It
like,
was
everyone's
so
experienced
relatable.
That.
Yes,
like,
yes.
You're chasing this
Exactly.
guy and he's
Exactly.
treating you awful, and then like finally she matures a little bit in her one summer. It took me like 10 years, but matures
Yes.
in her one summer and like figures out, oh, like this guy is actually what I need. He treats me right. He actually likes me. Like she finally accepts
gives
Noah.
her heart over.
And then amnesia.
So then the 70% to like 95%, Ariana, the girl, decides she wants to figure it out for herself. She doesn't want anyone to tell her what has happened the last 4 months. So Chase whoops in
Evil.
and like kick him
Yeah,
in the
and he like
freaking
tries
balls.
to pretend that
He
and
tries
her
to
are meant
act
to be.
like they
Yeah.
were actually a thing when they
Yeah.
never were.
Yeah.
And that was so annoying.
So awful.
I just thought it was like one of the best light reads that I've read in a while because I feel like some of the light reads.
You can just tell that you're a dark romance reader.
This is light
We're
for
like
you.
death of a parent, amnesia, hit by a car, miscarriage. Like this is just a light,
fluffy
fluffy
read.
something light. Just a Sunday afternoon.
It was like it was a great palate cleanser, and like you can't put the book down.
Yeah.
You can't put
can't.
it down.
Okay, but it was so funny because I was reading this book, couldn't put it down, I had to come to work. So I guess I never had listened to like audiobooks before, but Ashley knows this.
Yeah.
I downloaded Audible and like added this book to my Audible library. the narrator
Is bad.
so cringe.
Oh,
Yeah.
And like
ruins a
the
book.
It does.
steamy scenes in Audible, it makes me want to crawl out of my skin.
Yeah,
Like,
it's icky.
It's so weird. I'm like, can you guys like hire a better actor or like a better voice
It will make or
actor?
break a book.
It will.
It will.
Yeah.
It was like a girl trying to pretend to be a guy, saying these like steamy things, and I'm like, I am literally cringing.
I loved
Yeah.
though. Yeah, I loved her writing that she did give dual perspectives. You hear Noah's, you hear Chase's, you hear
Yeah.
Ariana's, and
Yeah.
like hearing their inner workings of it made it so unique too. Like Noah loved Ariana from the minute he saw her,
I
Yeah.
know.
and it was like so sweet.
Wait, I also like love a like, I don't know how he came from like not a good background.
Oh yeah. So and then on top of all of this, right? His mom's in the hospital,
Yeah.
and like she has a big role in their relationship,
Yeah.
and she dies while
Oh my
Ariana
gosh.
has amnesia.
Yeah.
So he goes through losing his mom alone,
And her.
and Ariana's gone with Chase,
Oh, it
And the
was-
baby that he,
and the baby that he doesn't. His like yeah.
yeah, just crazy.
So like the last 5% of the book, when Ariana finally remembers everything, remember
Yeah.
she finds the calendar.
yeah.
And it has on it that she was supposed to go with Noah to the gala.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's at their special spot playing with the baby football.
I'm crying. I can't.
Tears. The amount of tears rolling down my like
I was like,
Oh
yeah.
my
And
gosh.
backstory, right? So Ariana talks a lot about how all she really wants to be is a mom. And I
Yeah.
actually love that perspective in
Yeah.
a book because we don't often get that.
We don't. Yeah.
It's very like girl boss.
Yeah.
You have to be hard and have
Yeah.
a career. And like
Yeah.
Ariana talks about how she's like, I just want to be married and
She
be in
does.
love and have
Yeah.
a baby.
Yeah.
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 and like it's all she
so
wanted and she had it
devastating.
and can't remember it. It's
Yeah.
so
it was
so, sad.
sad. But it was such a great book. Like I loved it.
It was.
Yeah.
If you guys were her though, would you want people to tell you what happened
really good
in those
question.
months? Or would you want to be like, no, I want to figure it out from here?
I think for me, I mean, again, I might have like control issues, but like I would want to know.
Yeah.
Like it would eat me alive if I like was like, let me just figure it out on my own. Like, girl, what?
I think that like I kind of liked how the brother was taking it. Mason is a huge role. That's her twin brother, and he's very protective
him.
of her. I actually really loved Mason
Yeah.
too, and I think the next book is about Mason and the
Really?
and the
Oh, yeah,
cousin
it
that
comes
was
out.
like pregnant.
Oh my gosh! Wait, the one.
I think that he loves her. I don't know.
Really?
Okay,
Wait,
okay.
really?
Yeah, I will say the one thing I didn't like. There were so many side characters that you were like,
There
"Does
was
this-
a lot
is
of
this
side
relative."
Guys, I was rooting for Mason and her friend.
Oh, I don't think that's happening.
I know. I don't think he likes her.
So, but Mason kept wanting to tell her like snippets, like let her. I would want to figure it out, but be like, at least tell me Noah was the father of my baby.
Right.
Yeah,
like
that's
that.
very
And
true.
all of them are just watching Chase do this malicious thing and
Like
step
very,
in.
like asking about the gala. Like they should have told her. Like
agree. Yeah.
that was robbed.
that
Yeah.
was, yeah.
That was.
And especially once his mom died. Like,
I
Oh
know.
my gosh. Like,
And I feel like they were all just like standing by and kind of like watching this.
and that
train
had to
wreck.
be so hard for them too.
I know.
so
But-
hard.
yeah.
But the friendships were really special in that book.
I'm
They were,
excited
yeah.
for book 2.
Yeah,
I am
like
too.
even was it Brady? Was that his name? The fifth in the so it was
Yeah.
like Mason, Ariana, her friend Cameron, Chase, and Brady.
Brady.
I really like Brady too.
Me
I
too.
can't wait to
Wait,
see.
guys, there's a fan cast on TikTok that's the perfect fan cast. Brady
find
was the guy from Outer Banks with the blonde hair.
I picture him with brown hair, but yeah, okay.
I need to send you guys this. It's
Yeah, I wanna see.
it's such a good fan cast. I was like, wow. On
I love
Yeah.
it.
To wrap it up, like echoing off of what Ashley said, I think that this book is really fun to read because it gives you a bit of nostalgia from your college days. Because
It
it's
does.
set when
It
they're
really does.
she's a freshman and he's a senior.
Yeah.
And like we all did have maybe that relationship in our lives that like felt so big.
Yes.
Yeah.
And this is painted as so big. And like if one didn't work out and then it led to another, like it just felt very like realistic. I've read other college romance books where you're kind of like, this is like
Yeah.
icebreaker to me.
wait, I need to read that. Is it good? Do you like
It is good.
I mean, it's good, but it
Yeah.
wasn't, to me, this like felt more real.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like icebreaker felt a little like almost like that would only happen in a like a movie. And
Yeah.
this felt like maybe it could have happened in real life.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
very true.
But it was like nostalgic. I was like, oh my gosh, like it can give you that sense that like you were in college once and you had big feelings like
Yeah.
that.
That's so very true.
And
It's
everything
like-
feels like
yeah,
the end of the world.
Yes, yes.
Gala being like the biggest thing happening. Like you would be
Yes.
so excited. I agree. It felt more real world.
She like wrote their feelings so well.
Yeah.
I think she did too.
She
it was
wrote
very
Noah
realistic.
so well. Like I love reading a man written by a woman. I think we all do.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like he was this like troubled soul. He cooked for her.
Raised
He-
by a single
raised by a
mom
single
that,
mom.
like-
just this
Yeah.
absolutely gem of a man.
perfect. Yeah.
And like his friend that was a girl that he was like, let me tell you, I loved it when he was like, let me tell you, like he had to take this girl home. And of course, Ariana was jealous and
Right.
thought they were hooking up. And he was like, let me be straight with you.
Yeah.
I am here for you.
Yeah.
But she is my friend and I have to make sure she gets home safe.
Yeah.
I want you to come with me.
Yeah.
Like he was just so black and white. I'm like,
Yeah.
I love that.
That
It was
is
perfect.
hot. Like
Yeah.
if
That
It
is
is.
so
if
hot.
that happened to me in
really
real life, I'd be like, yeah, take her home and then
Yeah. And then take me home.
come here.
Yeah.
And then you can
like,
just come on over.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
I do
that
feel like,
was-
and the steamy scenes were like really appropriate.
Yes.
Yeah.
For
We talked about
what
that
they
the
were
other
going
day.
through in their
Yes.
life. It wasn't like sometimes these like romance scenes in these college books are so outrageous.
Yeah.
And I'm like, there's no way this is really happening. Maybe
Yeah.
they are. I'm really naive to that. But this felt it felt a little more appropriate.
I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah. Like it matched them perfectly at their like age and all that.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a good one.
It was so good.
It's funny too because when you look this book up on Goodreads, it is like people are half and half. There's so many reviews, but some people are
Really?
like, I didn't finish this, like I couldn't do it, and like
Oh,
that's
that's
their
really
loss
interesting.
because they didn't get to the
Yeah.
best part of it. But like a lot of people are very torn on it.
I
It's-
loved
Yeah.
it, guys.
I loved
Wait,
it.
what's your rating on it, Car?
I gave it 5 stars. I
I did
think
too.
for a college romance novel, it had more depth than any other college romance book I've
agree.
ever read.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the plot twists, like it kept you on your toes. So many of them are like 3.5 stars for me. This was like 5 stars.
Yeah.
I agree because you get like those books like the hook, line, and sinker, and like
Yeah,
the one
it's
that
just like-
Those are
one
your
that got
fluffs.
away. And those are like
That
very
is light and fluffy to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this one is like there's depth to it.
This
and
one
it's
had
great.
another level.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
agree.
when you take something away from a book and you feel it later, that like bumps the
Guys,
rating
it's like
for me.
the book Hangover. Like you read your book and you're like you stay up till 1.
2
The next day,
a.m.
yes, you're literally just tired.
Yeah.
Like you feel like you're a zombie. You haven't showered. You're like all you're thinking about is the book.
Yeah.
It's the definition.
That's all
of
you want when you
burnout.
go home and just keep reading
I
again.
know.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
Okay, I think we probably should stop. I mean,
Yeah.
does anyone else
Yeah.
have any other final
No.
thoughts?
Not
I-
on that,
yeah.
but do we have a new like to be read or what we're
Oh,
reading
I know.
that
We
wanna
need
share?
to-
So I'm gonna start on Iron Flame.
Oh, that's a good idea for you.
Yeah.
And then we could talk about. Hopefully, finish it by next week. We could talk about Fourth Wing and Iron Flame and do all the spoilers.
Yeah, we can for sure.
Yeah.
And what we were looking, so Rebecca Yarros announced the 3rd book is coming out in January
January.
of 2025.
Yep.
So we can talk about like what we look forward to seeing in that book.
Yep.
Yeah.
Maybe what we think is going to happen.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you guys for listening.
Yes.
I hope you all read Say You Swear with us. If you haven't, I hope that we didn't spoil enough to make you should read it still.
It's still
read it.
worth
Still-
it.
it's still
good.
so
We
worth it.
reread it and still loved it.
We,
so,
yeah, I reread exactly.
It's still so good.
Yeah.
Okay, so last but not least, we want to do a fun giveaway, right? Because we are Kindle girlies.
Yeah.
We love our Kindles. Ashley has her Kindle with her
Right.
amazing cover, which we'll link these covers. They're our favorite.
They're my favorite.
But we want to give away a Kindle and we want to grow our podcast because that's our goals.
Yeah.
And so what we're wanting everyone to do is if you listen and you enjoyed this, like our podcast, review our podcast, and post it on your socials. You can't say it's a giveaway or I feel like that discredits us.
Yeah.
So you have to just share it only if you like it. You don't have to share it if you don't like it.
Yeah.
And if you do those things, we will enter you into a drawing for a Kindle.
yeah.
So exciting.
And we are on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio. If there's anywhere else that you get your podcasts, please tell me because I will
Yeah.
get us on there.
Yeah,
We're
our
on
tech girly,
YouTube.
Ashley.
So just
Yeah.
find us. We're on TikTok, anywhere.
And
Yes.
Instagram. Yeah,
Anywhere
just
you
follow us.
review, like, and shoot us a DM once you, or tag us so we see it. And
Yeah.
then we will run this for maybe like a month.
Yeah.
Let's do it for a month and see how much we can grow. And hopefully you like it. And then we'll send you a Kindle.
Yeah.
We're so excited.
We'll
So
post all this
excited.
info on our Instagram too.
Yeah.
So you'll have
we will.
more to look back at. But I'm excited.
Yes.
Okay, guys. We'll
Okay,
see you
love you
next
guys.
week. Love
See
you.
ya.
Love you.
Bye.